Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Baked Book. Today I'm coming at you with a tag. The I Dare You book tag. I was tagged by two people, Leanne at Leanne's Lit and Bree at Bree Hill. Thanks for the tag, guys. Let's do it. What book has been on your shelf the longest? I'm clearly not at home right now, but I was looking through my shelves at home and I have not had a lot of my books for a long time. I do this weird thing where I have them and then I get rid of them, or I just realize I don't need them in my life anymore and I get rid of them. I think the longest one I've had has honestly been just for 3 years, and that is The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami. What's your current read, last read in the book you'll be reading next? Current read is Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto. Last read is All Grown Up by Jamie Attenberg. Next to read is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. What book did everyone like and you hated? A lot of people really like Jack Kerouac's On the Road, I feel like. Or people are always asking me if I like Vonnegut, and I do not like Vonnegut at all. I don't like a lot of things from the Beatnik generation. I don't like Fitzgerald that much. I don't like Hemingway. I don't think I've even read a full book of any of those, because I just read a lot, started it, and I was like, I don't care about this at all. What book do you keep telling yourself you will read, but you probably won't? I don't know. I think I'm gonna read all of them. What book are you saving for retirement? I am retired. Last page. Read it first or wait till the end? I don't even know why this needs to be a question. Why are you guys reading books at the end? That completely defeats the purpose. Acknowledgement. Waste of paper, ink. What are interesting aside? Oh, I don't really care. I don't really read them, but I feel like the author is entitled to that. What book character would you switch places with? I don't know. I don't really think like that. I suck at tags. I don't know. Do you have a book that reminds you of something specific in your life? The first Haruki Murakami book I ever got, Alice in the Hard-Boiled Egg and the Upside Down World. I don't know. I suck at names, but God, it's because I don't even have that book. I don't know what happened in that one. I think maybe it got water damage. But I remember that was the first Haruki Murakami book I got, and I really liked it. And I got it in the airport in Japan just because I wanted something to read. And I got that, and it was just excellent. And it turned me on to this whole Murakami kick. Name a book that you acquired in an interesting way. I had a book about that my friend gave to me. It was about how the universe was tied together with love. The curiosity of love is basically essentially the basis of energy. And I traded that book, which was excellent, for this book for Ishmael, which is about a talking monkey who was seeing outside of the wisdom. Which book has been with you the most places? Honestly, all of them. Any book I have, it goes everywhere with me. And if I travel with 5 books minimum, just because I'm a crazy person and I can't stand the thought of not having a book with me at all time, or not having something to read. It doesn't give me anxiety, but I just don't want that possibility to be in my future. So I will bring one pair of pants somewhere and 5 books just because I can. Any required reading you hated in high school but wasn't so bad 2 years later? 2 years later isn't that much of a difference, because it's you're in high school, you're 15, and then I'm 17 and I'm so wise. But I just remember not really liking Shakespeare, and I haven't really dove into any Shakespeare yet, but I still don't think I would know what was going on. I think I'd have a hard time realizing what the text meant, but I would like to give it a shot again, especially all of these adaptations of different Shakespeare plays, and it seems interesting. I haven't read any, and I don't think I'm too excited to read any anytime soon, but it is something I would be willing to give a shot. Used or brand new? I don't know. I'm cool with either. I think brand new books are really good to get, and that is what I've been getting more of recently. Just with Book of the Month, they give me new books for $10, and it's cool. But if it's a title that I know I could get used and I could get good for used, I'll go with that. But some of the titles I want are really hard to get reasonably used. And I'm not really into collecting a bunch of books. My goal is to just have a bunch of books on my shelf that I absolutely love. If I don't absolutely love it or want to recommend it, or it's part of an author that I really love and respect, or a series, I just don't really want it. I just want to be more intentional with the things I have. And I think having a nice copy of a book that you love is a cool thing to have, and I definitely appreciate it. Have you ever read a Dan Brown book? Yeah. I forget what it was called. There's a lot of symbols and it was a good time. And I really enjoyed it. I think I read it really quickly. I don't know if I'm dying to read another Dan Brown book, but it was one of those times where it's maybe traveling and somebody had a Dan Brown book and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll read that. And I was like, oh, this is actually not that bad. It's cool. Have you ever seen a movie that you like better than the book? Yeah, I think Fight Club is a much better movie. The ending of Fight Club, the movie, is so good. And I think Palahniuk has even said that he is more happy with the fleshed out version in the movie, and he felt like it was more complete than the book. And yeah, it's just so good. And I really loved it. Brad Pitt and Edward Norton. Hey. It's excellent. I loved it. Have you ever read a book that made you hungry? I don't know if I'm really like triggered like that. Like if I'm hungry, I'm hungry. And if I'm not, I'm not. Like it might make food like sound good and like, ooh, that'd be a fun recipe to do, but I'm not like gonna be hungry from like reading or seeing something really, unless if I'm already hungry. Who is the person whose book advice you will always take? I don't know. I really, I take everything with like a grain of salt. I take recommendations from a lot of my friends. All of them, really. Anybody who gives me like book advice, but I'm gonna like do my research too and see if it's something I'd be interested in and I want to learn about. Is there a book outside of your comfort zone that you ended up loving? I think like the Harry Potter series fits in there really well because I don't really like middle grade that much, but like I kind of like middle grade. Like fantasy's okay. I haven't really read that much fantasy, and like series just kind of annoy me, and I'm still kind of like struggling with like how slow it is at the beginning, but I'm beginning to really kind of love them, and I'm having a good time reading it. I tag the Bibliotherapist, possibly Literate, Clara Reads Books, Wolfshot Publishing, Books with Wings, Portus Books, and Tara Reads. Okay, I hope you guys have a good time with this tag if you decide to do it, and feel free to comment below and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Heidi ho, Heidi hey! What's the future of books, and are they obsolete, or what's going to happen? I know what I would like the answer to be.